And welcome back, guys. Today I'm looking at a program called ProWritingAid. Now I see this the other day, a student was using it and I've never seen it before, so I thought I'd download and have a quick look at it, just to give you the real basics, see what you think of it. Now obviously you need to go onto the website, ProWritingAid website, and you can download a demo version. I think it's for 14 days, but you can see how it's limited there, but at least it gives you a feel of how to use it and that. If you like it, you can see underneath there you can do a year, subscription, or even a lifetime. The choice is yours. So first I want you to download it. So what I'm going to do is come up here. This is the website you get first. And I'll put a link on my YouTube channel so you can download this. And then select start download in the middle. And then you have to add your email and a password to access. Because you can access this on the internet. You can access this with an add-in into Word. You can use Scrivener. Or you can use it just on your desktop separately. So you've got many options with this. As I say, it does a number of things from your grammar to passive voice. It does your redundancy words to cliches, adverbs. So there's quite a few options in there, but I won't go over everything, just a few basics to see what you think of it. So first you can download that for me. Once you're done, I'm going to choose an option here to see if you actually want to download the ProWritingAid add-in in Word as well. Now I've just done that, it worked lovely, but I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to click on it. Bottom left hand corner, it starts to download. It's only about 43 megabytes. Left click it to install it. And then just follow where it says repair. Oh, we've just installed it, so it's fine. And then that will put into your Word document. I'm going to close that with yes. I'm going to show you where it actually goes on your ribbon at the top on the tab. Select blank document, and there it will sit. So when I left click that, you get all your tools at the top there, so you can access all those options in your word processor, as well as online or a separate program, which I'll show you as well. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to open up where I've downloaded the desktop version here, and here it comes now. So I can just paste information into here. Now I've just pasted some in earlier, and we're going to have a look at that now. Free text, so I'm not claiming I actually wrote this, so it's just for demo purposes. And that's where the plagiarism option will come in useful, top right hand corner. So first thing we can do, starting from top left to right, you need to go to tools. Really important, because you need to select writing styles, because what you're actually writing, be it general, academic, business, technical, creative, casual, or web. Now I want to go, this is academic, but again, make sure you choose the correct one. Language is really important. So I selected English UK. Again, choose your language. I think they're also doing this in Spanish, I'm not sure. Have a look on the website. So once you set that up, I want you to also go auto save. It's important you save it if you've been working on it for a while. So I'm going to do every 1 minute should auto save, just for backup. And there we are, we're good to go. As I say, I'm not going to go through every option, but let's give you a few basics. Summary is quite good. Left click summary and it will summarize your work and it tell you if there's anything that you need to look at. So the overall score of the whole document is 50%. You see a little thumb down, so that don't look too good, does it? My grammar's not great there either, and my spelling's not anything to shout home about, and even my style's not great. Now come down a bit further, you've got your word count, how many sentences, paragraphs, and even characters with no spaces and characters with spaces. So it really does break that down. I know you get that in Word, but not as detailed. Hold the left button down. So even turn your vocabulary from unique words to word families. So 282 unique words in that document. And you see the most used words here, which can be useful when you're writing something, especially creative as well. Scroll down. I think this is more based for the USA users. As you can see here, grades, i.e. 5th grade, is very easy to read and easily understood by an average 11-year-old student. And it's given me 58 flesh reading ease, which should be 60. Now bear in mind, just because it says 5th grade, which an average 11-year-old student really doesn't mean it's not a good piece of writing. Some of the greatest writers of all time created their literature so everyone could read. What's the point of having specific literature if you can't understand it or it makes no sense? Bear that in mind. Again, you can check this readability by paragraph here if you want as well, but I want to scroll down a bit and go right down to here, writing style. You see here it says passive index, and this will give you common styles issues such as passive voice, hidden verbs, and adverbs usage. I mean, you can misuse and overuse adverbs, which they class as weak verbs. But again, you can have a look at that, check it. So I want to scroll down a bit more. Pace, slow pacing, so I could speed that up a bit. I've got no cliches or redundancy. Now you know what cliches are. For example, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So I'll give you an example like redundancies could be, she nodded her head. Well, you only nod your head anyway, so you wouldn't have to say she nodded her head. You could have just said she nodded. So again, have a look at that. Could really improve your writing. I'm going to scroll down a bit more. And then you can even go into corporate wording and so on. But I'm going to close that. So we've got style, grammar, overused, cliches, sticky, and so on. I'm going to click style. And you can check your style of writing. For example, if I come down here, it says here 8 passive verbs found. So if I click on it and hover over it, were never completed. So if I come to the right, click on it, it will take me to in the document. And it's telling me try to use an active verb instead. Active verb, who ate the last cookie? Passive verb, the last cookie was eaten by whom? Also, we've got one hidden verb found. If I click on that, again, click the little arrow, opens it up, and you can choose whether or not you want to change that. I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to scroll to the top. You remember my grammar wasn't very good when I originally checked it in summary, so I'm going to select grammar and see what it gives us. Again, we've got composition 26 issues found, grammar 7 issues found, spelling 3 issues found. I'm going to go right to grammar first, select it, and I've got unpublished, so I'm going to click to unpublished and jump to it. And you can see it appears that you have unnecessary comma and a compound predict. So I can choose to change that or ignore it, but I'm going to click on it and actually change that, and it's changed it for me. And we've got there, that's normally a homophone issue. I'm going to click the little arrow to bring it up. There's a possible confused word there with there. Now with that option there, we've got an option at the top here. If I zoom in, we've got an option there called Hominem. Click on that, and that will check your phonetic words for you that sound similar. So you can check them as well. So bear that in mind. So I'm going to go back to grammar and go back to my 6 issues. I'm going to click anyone and select jump to. Jumps right down the bottom here. Jumps down here. Now if you hover over it, it brings it up as well. And I'm really telling me I need to compound that. So if I click on it, I've compounded that word. And just to let you know, you can just hover over any of the areas you want, and it will bring up the options for you to change as well. So here's a grammar check. This will check overused words. And if you keep using the same words all the time, it's good to use synonyms and that, then it does make your writing more interesting for the reader. So again, it will give you the options here. If I click on them, I'm using that 8 times. Sometimes you have to use certain words, don't you, in that instance. And I can jump through them all. And I can choose to remove or change them. Close that. I'm going to jump to cliches. Click on that. Sometimes you might want a cliche in your work, depending on what you're doing. But a cliche, I'll give you an example. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And it will check for cliches for you, because nobody likes to read cliches in their work, depending on what you're doing, obviously. So bear that in mind. I'm going to go to echoes. Now what this does is, it checks for actually words or utterances that are repeated in a short space of writing. So you can see here, exceptional, exceptional, difficulties, difficulties. They're asking you to try and change it, make something different to keep it fresh. Now if you need to change that word, do a right click on the mouse with it. Come down and select Word Explorer for difficulties. It brings up this little new window for you. So you've got your noun, you've got thesaurus, maybe you want a synonym, so you can change it up. Also, you've even got your cliches in there, and using synonyms, common phrases. I'll click on them, and that should help you out better. So bear that in mind. Right click on the word, and select Word Explorer for difficulties, or whatever words you've done. Close that. Your thesaurus, and this will give you thesaurus option. If I just scroll up a little bit there, come to the left here, and we can see you've got all your adjectives there. So I can click on unfinished, jump to it, and it gives me alternatives. Unfinished, bare, or incomplete. So I select incomplete just as an example, and close. Now let's have a look at consistency. Now, this will highlight consistency in your text. Picking up inconsistency in your text can be one of the hardest editing tasks. I'll give you an example of that. Say you was talking about a person and you said Jenny decided that she needed to fly abroad. Then later on, you're talking about the same Jenny, but you spelt it differently. So you might have spelt the first Jenny, Jenny, and then you spelt her name again, talking about the same person, Jenni. This will pick it up for you for consistency, and they're hard sometimes to spot. So that's a great option to find out that your consistency is right in your work, because then the reader could lose what's actually going on. So that's a really important option to have a look at. Hominem are words that sound the same but have different meanings. For example, where, there, to, all phonetically there's words that sound the same. So you have problems with that, what you do is you hover over there and it will give you alternatives to that. So I'm fine with the, but you might go, actually I wanted the, and I'll click over him, and you can see how that hymn sounds like the religious hymn, so you can choose the correct one, or just put ignore, or disable raw on that so it doesn't come up again. So it only shows you the words that you get stuck with, so I'm just going to put ignore. So that's a nice little option there as well. Now I haven't tried the plagiarism option yet, I'm going to click it now. There we go, took a while to come up. You can see top left hand corner there's 68.9 non-original text found and 46 non-original text parts found, which is obvious because I copied this off the internet. So if I actually hover over it, you can see unoriginal text and it shows me where that text actually come from. And I'm going to open it up and left click it to show you where I actually originally got it from, and click OK. And I'm going to open it back up again and click close. Now obviously there's more options there. For example, maybe you pacing, it shows you how to pace your work to make it more readable, and your sentence tells you your sentence length so you can just paste that correctly. But what I have found with this, if you click on an option, for example overused, if you go to the bottom, it brings up a website and it tells you specifically how to use the overused words check, which is great because there's so much of this program to learn. That's definitely worth a look at and minimize. Now that downloads onto your desktop. Now I'm going to open up Word because I've not tried it in Word yet to see if it actually works, even though I've added the add-in. And if click, I'm going to paste that text again, Control-V, come up and select ProWritingAid, and let me do a grammar check. So I'm going to start 14-day free trial, and I'm going to request a trial. So you can't see this, but I'm highlighting my license code, right click, copy. I'm now going to add that into Word. Again, click grammar or wherever, enter license code, Control-V, and select save. Before I do, I'm going to select writing style, so academic, and now we'll click save. There we go. Now it's working. So I'm going to select grammar, comes to the right, so it's more interactive as you're working with your word processor. Let's look at free spelling issues, and again I'm going to click well known, select that one, and I'm going to select kind of uncompound that one in my sentence and select tick, and you can go through all your spellings and grammar options. So everything works the same here as it did with the individual one on your desktop. You've always got an online one you can use. So I'm going to select go to home page. See this option here, it says start web editor, click on it and you can work online as well if you want. But all the options in ProWritingAid. So there's a quick video tutorial. I haven't gone through any depth in that, just the basics to see if you like it or not. Thanks for watching.